Do you want to attract high-quality men into your life? Do you ever wonder why you have a hard time attracting a guy? Well, it could be possible because you don't know some things about men and what makes them tick. Let's face it, men aren't complicated creatures. In fact, they're quite simple if you understand how they think. Oftentimes, what creates a lot of conflict in relationships is when women are reluctant to accept what a man needs, his desires, and what he feels is important. Even though multiple elements draw a man to a woman, there are certain things that really help. And if you're a woman who knows the things we're about to discuss in the video, it makes you super attractive to a man. By the end of this video, you will learn men are easily attracted to women who know these 5 things. So make sure to give this video your full attention. If you're new here, subscribe for more social psychology videos and leave a comment below saying I subscribed. We'll try our best to reply to as many comments as possible. Let's start. Number 5. You know that relationships aren't only about your happiness. Don't get us wrong, your happiness is very important, especially in a relationship. There really isn't any point in being in a relationship that you're not happy to be in. But that's not what we're saying. We're saying it's not all about your happiness. It's easy to get into the happy life, happy wife mind frame that it's all about the woman being the prize. And it's not necessarily wrong to have that mindset, but when you do, you often forget the other side of the relationship, his happiness. So with that said, when you are a woman who is fully aware that the relationship is about both of you equally and that you both are the prize, it's an extremely attractive quality for your man. And let's be honest, a good, honest man is indeed a blessing for a woman, just as it would be the other way around. Number 4. You don't control him. This one may come across as a little triggering, but just hear us out. Many women tend to put certain restrictions on their men to feel more secure in their relationships. For example, you might tell him that he's not allowed to see certain people or go to certain places because you're afraid he's going to be disloyal to you. And your feelings are valid, but you need to understand that this comes off as controlling, even though you might not mean to be this way. All that happens is that you end up suffocating him, and this creates a much bigger problem for the future. There's something important you need to know about men. If a man is truly a cheater at heart, he's going to do it anyway. Any restrictions you want to impose on him won't matter. So you have to trust that your man isn't a cheater and let it go. Just remember that whatever happens, if anything, will eventually come to light, and you don't have to go searching for it. Share your world together, be honest, and communicate openly. Don't build up resentment. If you're a woman who knows this, men would be drawn to you and will find you super attractive. Number 3. You know when to be vulnerable. It's easy for women to think that if they love, support, and nurture their man, it puts them in a vulnerable position. That it opens them up to being taken advantage of, and ultimately makes them weak. This is not true. If you think like this, you don't realize that you're becoming less desirable to a man. No man wants to have a cold, distant partner who won't support him or show love for him. To walk in your power as a woman, you must realize that doing these things for him is a strength, not a weakness. You have to stop viewing your partner as a threat. If you keep thinking that way, then you'll be inhibiting your natural feelings and you won't open up. But if you bring all that positive energy out, without fear, that man will easily find you attractive. Number 2. You know that it's okay to look good for your man. It's no secret that men are essentially better visual seekers than women, and alternately, women are more attracted to a man's demeanor. A man's first impression of a lady is her physical features, which progressively help him understand her personality and style of communication. One of the most important physical features that men find attractive might shock you. It's hair. Most women will tell you that they spend a great deal of time and money on their hair to make themselves more attractive. And based on studies on male attraction, they are smart to make such efforts. Pantene conducted a poll that highlighted the significance of hair in catching a man's eye. This is what they found out. 74% of men said they notice women because of their hair, and 44% of men said hair is the very first thing they observe about a woman, even more than her clothes. And while a man's preferences for the perfect color, cut, and style of a woman's hair are mainly a matter of personal preference, research suggests similarities in what men find appealing in the do department. Swamy and Barrett carried out a study in the hopes of discovering what hair color men were mostly drawn to. The men in the experiment looked at pictures of the same woman with 3 distinct hair colors. It was discovered that men prefer brunettes. Another poll asked over 2,000 British men what color locks they preferred in a girl. They found that dark hair is favored by 60% of men over light hair, with 33.1% choosing brown hair as the most appealing, and 28.6% choosing black hair as being the most sexy. But this just goes to say how much men like hair. You can do other things to make yourself look good too if hair isn't your thing. If you put more consideration into your man's feelings about the way you present yourself, he'll become more attracted to you, obviously. Number 1. You know how to make a homemade meal or two. It sounds a bit outdated, we admit, but we're not talking about a 12-course meal here. The saying that every man loves a woman who cooks might sound like a cliche, but it's one that will never die. It's a true saying because it's rare to find a man who wouldn't warm up to a good meal cooked by someone he likes. The big question is why? What is it about men and good food? There are many fancy restaurants out there that could even provide a better meal for a man, so why would he still choose that good homemade meal? Forget about sex, the way to a man's heart is through his tummy, and older women are well aware of this. A logical reason for this is that after having a delicious home-cooked meal, the man feels relaxed, happy, and grateful. There is this sense of calm and total satisfaction that comes with it. Although some women enjoy cooking, the fact remains that cooking can be quite stressful, especially in this day and age when an order is only a phone call away. So when a woman takes the time to make a good meal for her man, it proves that she cares, and every man loves being cared for. A woman who doesn't care for you probably wouldn't make the effort to cook for you. So getting back home to a lady who cares and can cook is a winning combo. Also, if you do something so intimate as cooking for the right person, it won't go unnoticed. The right man will appreciate it and cherish it, and you'll receive that love in return. Sharing food is also related to our earliest and most deeply embedded feelings about safety, stability, and emotional control. According to a 2014 study by Mert E. Hamburg, Katrin Frankenauer, and Carlos Schungel. In that study, the act of offering food was associated with emotional regulation. Put simply, people who share food are much more likely to be liked by humans. Why? Because it feels good to share and receive food. Those who say they enjoy cooking are conversing on an emotional level. I enjoy caring for others. So in the end, it's okay to cater to and serve your problem. It's a beautiful thing. The issue arises when you do it for the wrong person, and if you show your man you're willing to do it for him in the long run, it'll definitely make you more attractive to him. If you don't already know these 5 things we talked about, then be sure to try practicing them. There's no doubt your man will become insanely more attractive to you if you do. But always make sure you're doing them for the right person. Don't give too much of yourself to someone who doesn't do the same for you. Now you need to watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. It will show you the 11 behaviors that scare men off. Make sure to watch it now. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.